Hi, I'm Lindsay Burke, and I'm going to show you how to make the Fade to Love earrings. We're going to create little beaded beads with riding a weave, and then we'll link them together. We've chosen 3 beautiful pink colors to create the color fade, but these earrings can be made in so many color combinations. Once you learn how to make these little beads, you'll want to make tons more. Okay, let's take a look at the products we'll need. Okay, for this project, we'll need 2 of the 3mm Swarovski Bicone bead in ruby, 28 of the 4mm Swarovski Bicone in rose, 28 of the Fuchsia Bicone 5mm, and 28 6mm ruby Swarovski Crystal Bicones. We'll also need 2 base metal head pins and 4 base metal eye pins. We'll have 1 pair of black Niobium ear wires. I'll also be using FireLine in the smoke for stringing. I have my needle in a size 11, my Xuron thread and fiber scissors. And then to make the loops, I'll be using my round nose pliers, chain nose pliers, and wire cutters. Okay, let's take a look at how we put this together. Okay, let's take a look. We're going to be using 3 different colors of Bicone beads to make 3 different beaded beads for each earring. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to use the Fuchsia 5mm to create your beaded bead. And we're going to be using right angle weave. So this is a great technique for beginning beaders. It starts with 4 beads. We're creating right angles or squares, if you can imagine. So to start, I've got my needle threaded up with some thread. And then I'm going to go ahead and stack all 4 crystals on the needle, bring them down towards the end of the thread, leave a little bit because I like to hang on to a little bit of it. Then pass my needle back through all 4 beads and bring that down tight. You'll notice that it creates a little square or right angles. So for this, I'm going clockwise, and I'm going to go ahead and reinforce this. Go around the square at least one more time. You'll want to really reinforce all of these beaded beads because the holes in the bicones are a little big, so we'll get nice, strong beaded bead the more we go through these crystals. So as you can see, I'm just rotating it around. Turn. And again, I'm going clockwise here. This is just the first base square. All right, so I now need to add another square here. So coming out my last bead, I was going clockwise. Now I'm going to go ahead and add another square counterclockwise. I'm just going to do that by adding 3 more Bicone beads and then go through the bead that we just came out the same direction. So we're going counterclockwise this time and pull that tight. And you can see I've got 2 squares. Let me set that down and you can see 2 squares, 1, 2, connected right in the middle there. And now I'm just going to run my thread all the way around that square one more time, and I'm going to come out this last bead here. So again, running it through counterclockwise. Pulling in nice and tight. A couple more beads to go through. And then this is my last one here, because it's right on the end of my 2 squares hooked together. And I'm going to add 1 more square. So this time my thread's going to go clockwise. So again, adding 3 crystals and then going up through the crystal that you just came out of and pulling all of those beads down. You can see that there's 3 squares together. Take a look. There's the first one we did, second, and third. And then I'll just reinforce this last one, going all the way around and then coming out this last bead here. Pulling everything nice and tight. And then coming out my last bead here. So I've got a nice 3 squares all together. Now to create this little bead, we're actually going to fold this rectangle now, these 3 squares together. You guys see that? So that your end bead here and your end bead here are sitting side by side. Like so. So I've pinched them and they're side by side now. Okay, and my thread is coming out of this bead here. Now I'm going to add 1 bead to this side and 1 bead to this side to finish off the square, the 4th and final square of this little cube. So I'm just going to grab 1 bead and go through this crystal here. And pull tight. And then we need the 4th side of that little square, 1 more bead right here. And go back through this side bead here. And now I've got that final 4th bead in that square. To reinforce, just go around the whole square here. So back through this bead, the end bead here, the side bead, pulling tight again. The tight tension and the reinforcement is going to really give this bead its shape. And the bicones are nice because they lock together. You can really do this with any shaped bead, but the bicones are nice because they fit super nicely together, nice and tight. Okay, and now you can see I have a little cube, a little beaded bead, 4 sides. So what I'm going to do is continue going around all of these beads and reinforcing. You want to make sure that you're always going to the bead at a right angle. So if I'm coming out of this bead here, I want to make sure I'm going either this way or this way to reinforce. And I'll give it a turn just to again reinforce each of the sides. So if I'm working on this side, I might go around this side a couple times. So you can see it kind of wiggles a little bit. The more you reinforce, the tighter it's going to get and the less wiggly. So you'll just keep doing this. And I will show you how to end it. I'm going to not reinforce it all during the video, but if you do it, you want to go through several more times. Okay, so I've ended back where my initial thread was here. And to end this, you're going to go ahead and do a couple knots with your thread. You've gone around and reinforced several times, so it shouldn't fall out too much, but I do like to do a little knot. So I've got one overhand knot, and then another. And just bring that down tight. And there you have your little beaded bead. And then you can just cut off your ends with your Xuron thread scissors. And there's your tiny little square or cube right angle weave bead. Okay. Okay, then you're going to want to repeat this for the rose and the ruby twice for the pair of earrings. Okay, I've gone ahead and reinforced this bead. As you can see, it's nice and stiff. It's holding its shape really well. Now to create the link, I'm going to use an eye pin. I'm going to put the beads on, and then we'll create a loop on top of that. So start with one Fuchsia bicone. Slide on your new beaded bead, and that bicone should nest right down in there. And then another bicone bead. And again, this one should nest right down in there, creating a nice little link here. All right, then to create the loop on the other side, I'm going to go ahead and take my chain nose pliers, bend the wire at a right angle, right there. And then I'll go ahead and cut my wire to about 1/2 inch. Using my round nose pliers then, go ahead and take my round nose pliers and just roll the wire to create a loop on the other side. Okay, there's your link. And then what you'll want to do is repeat that process for the other colors. So I've got one here for the ruby, and then also for the rose. And for the rose, I used a head pin on the end. So that one just has the head there and no loop on the other side. Okay, let's take a look at how we link these together. We're going to take our chain nose pliers, find the opening on that link or the pendant side here, link that in to this loop and close it up. So you're wanting to open and close these loops side to side so you don't distort the loops. See how easy that went together. Then again, on this one, find the opening, bend it towards you. You can see how that's bent towards you. Loop in the next link and close it up. And there we have our earring. Next, we're going to need to add our ear wire to finish this off. Let's take a look at that. Okay, for these earrings, we're actually going to make our own ear wire. So we've got a blank ear wire here. This is a Niobium ear wire, and you can see that there's no loop on the bottom. So this gives us the ability to customize our ear wire, making it so it really goes nicely with our finished earring here. So I've got a little 3mm ruby bicone bead here. I'm going to put that on the ear wire, and now I need to make a loop on this side. So just like we did before with making the links, I'm going to go ahead and grab my wire at the top of the bead, bend it at a right angle. Be very careful that you don't crack that bicone by getting too close to it. Okay, and then I'm going to take my round nose pliers and make a loop on that end. I've got a little bit extra wire there. There we go. Now, my loop is going the wrong direction. So to straighten that out, all we're going to do is take our Take those pliers, grab the loop, and just rotate. So now it's going the correct direction. Okay. Then to attach your earring, go ahead and just open your ear wire loop that you just made, kind of bringing it towards you. Link in your earring and then close it up. And there you have it. The Fade to Love earrings. These are perfect for Valentine's Day or any day, really. I love the faded colors, and you can adjust this design to customize it for you. You can do these in blues, would be gorgeous. They would also be really pretty as a little component on a long necklace, or even using several of the smaller beads, you can make a little bracelet. These little right angle weave beaded beads are very versatile and fun to make. You can find the products for this and other projects at fusionbeads.com.